Hi Libra, here is a general look at your solar chart for September 2016. Now this is an important month for all of the signs because there's going to be two eclipses. The first one is a solar eclipse on September the 1st and the second one is a lunar eclipse on September the 16th. Also, this is the month that Jupiter finally comes back round into your sign, there to stay for 12 months. So first of all, the eclipse, the solar eclipse, is the one I want to cover here. This eclipse energy is energy of things coming to a culmination or a head at the same time as something new beginning. So this eclipse is happening in a very backstage, behind the scenes area for you. And that might mean in the outer world, or it might mean within you in the inner planes. It's a great time for you to establish a more healing, nurturing, imaginative, artistic environment or practice, set of practices, any of those, but also to be there as a support for others. It's a time to look within and question maybe knee-jerk responses and emotional patternings. And because the eclipse energy, once it happens, it creates a sort of seeding, then that will slowly open and flower over the subsequent 6 months. Now, during this particular solar eclipse, which is a very pure energy of change, really, there are some hangers-on, and that comes in the form of Neptune, which will oppose the Sun and the Moon during the eclipse, and Saturn and Mars, which will come at right angles to the degree of the Sun and Moon at the time of the eclipse. And so those flies in the ointment, if you like, will also be mixed in with the pulsing wave of the energy as it goes through the next 6 months. So it's as well to be forewarned on this one here. Those of you born in the first few days near the end of the month, that's near the end of September, or those of you born in the first few days at the beginning of the month, you're going to feel the eclipse energy the most. That's 7 to 12 degrees rising, or indeed we could take that further and say 5 to 14 degrees rising, something like that. But the whole of this sign will feel the eclipse energy, and also in your natal chart you may have personal points or planets near those degrees as well, which we can't know about when we're doing sun sign astrology. So last month I did speak about two of these characters in this play. That was Saturn and Neptune, saying how these were sort of maybe dubious characters together, particularly with Mars, I have to say, in the mix as well, coming at us from those angles. And really it's not the planets that are dubious or confusing, it's our reaction to the planetary energy, which is a kind of a slippery, foggy energy. So you may feel that somebody's working against you, but you don't know why, or you may just have this hunch about that, or you may know that somebody is that's got the wrong end of the stick, or something is misrepresented to you. There is this type of very, very complicated labyrinthine, what's that little phrase, what a tangled web they weave, you know, around. Now, across the wider stage, taking it away from your personal chart, those in positions of power and authority, they are also, nobody's exempt from this. And they may be chasing after the bogeymen, or basing really quite aggressive action on very little in the way of actual solid information, or indeed information which is, or intelligence you could say, which is actually not correct. Okay, so Saturn is now in a positive angle to your sun sign, so that's good. So when this eclipse goes off, Saturn and Mars will be in a very positive angle to your sun sign, so that is a definite plus, because when it seems when planets come at our planets or sun or important points at a positive angle, then we get them in a better mood. Or maybe it's us that are in a better mood, because the planets are impartial, really. They don't have a bias one way or the other. So Saturn's in this long transit, way beyond the eclipse and way before the eclipse, a 2.5-year transit of your area of communications, media, education, travel, particularly short distance travel. And you should be developing your communication skills, but also yourself through education, or maybe through short distance travel, or learning a new subject, writing, speaking, that kind of thing, and creative self-expression, any of those things there that could become more developed, and tools for you. And Librans born the 1st to the 4th of October, or with 9 to 12 degrees rising, are going to feel this energy the most. Now, because at the moment, and I say at the moment meaning June, July, August, September mostly, Saturn and Neptune are really close by degree. This is the energy of uncertainty. This is the energy of misrepresentation. This is the energy of underhandedness, maybe in some cases, or dubiousness, or ambiguity. And it may be affecting you personally, or it may be at one or two or more removes from you, but you're likely to see this type of thing where people haven't had enough to go on to make an important choice. And what there has been to go on is basically a veneer, and doesn't seem to have the substance to it in many cases. But of course, there are those who are presenting things in an absolutely, honest, straightforward way, and not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. But there's a lot of the other energy about at the moment, which was difficult in the UK, with people trying to vote for whether to stay or leave the EU, and also will be difficult in other sorts of situations, especially in both this country and in this island, I should say, because I'm in a separate segment of it. I'm in Scotland, but in this country, but also in the US and in other places as well, with certain ethnic groups, shall we say. Neptune on Saturn can do this. Mars coming into the mix. The thing is about eclipses is they pull the energy that was there on the day of the eclipse through this 6 months. So Mars being there again is tricky and needs handling, because it's easy to get the wrong idea, or others to get the wrong idea, or for there to be like a hidden element, or even like a hidden enemy. So the bogeyman, or those who have got this sort of feeling of lack of trust. This is more in the air at the moment. This is the reaction that seems to be coming from the humans towards this positioning. And historically, in fact, I need to make another video, see if I get time about this, because whenever these two pop up, there may be decisions made which has made a mountain out of a molehill, really. Okay, so the thing is not to fret. The thing is not to get panicked by the general sort of atmosphere around about the place, and is to look for where the energy feels light and protective and loving. And there can be some of this always, but particularly during the eclipse, because on the day of the eclipse we also have Mercury and Jupiter really close together in Virgo. So that's in quite a background, subtle, inner area for you, but it can be quite a powerful area. It depends on how you're using it. And that also will be stirred into this mix as it pulses through the coming 6 months. it starts to peter out next February. Of course, if we were going to go into the little nitty-gritty details of it all, we could say that in certain cases this eclipse energy can go on for longer, but that is like on an individual case basis. But in general, it's until the next eclipse. Well, this seems to be the idea anyway. So this is a time to keep grounded and to not be swept away by like a mass kind of feeling maybe. Now people on the levels, on the higher echelons, or protected by their badge or their whatever role they're playing, you know, which it puts them in some sort of socially higher position maybe, they may definitely be getting the wrong idea about things at this time, but no more than we would, except if you're listening to this, then you know this is a very, very powerful astrological weather system coming through here, which is likely to be perpetuated by this eclipse. Now, why didn't I say that in the first place? Okay, so Mercury is working from deeper levels well, from all the month actually, and so you can be more introspective. You can also be more, your mental attention is going on where you're needed and what is needed, you know, what you need to be doing. So in order to support, but in order to keep things running smoothly, maybe pulling strings from the background on something. And then we have Venus, your ruling planet, until the 24th in your sign. Now that is very good, because on the day of the eclipse, Venus will be in your sign. So that's really good. And that supports a more gregarious, sociable mood, you know. There could be lots of socializing going on for business or pleasure. And also it could be boosting the love life. It could mean that others like your style and quite attracted to you, professional relationships, like could become quite lucrative for you. Also you might feel like putting your hand in your pocket a little bit more, you know, and shelling out the money a little bit more, and this is a good time to work the energy to your advantage though, because you can be more persuasive at this time. And then from the 24th, Venus goes into your area of money and property and resources and assets and what you can capitalize in the way of assets, but also incomings, outgoings, and that is no bad thing. Especially if you are negotiating, you could get a good deal. You will be feeling a teaming up and a supporting going on over both those positions of Venus in both of those areas there. Until the 27th, Mars is in your solar communication sector, accelerating mental processes and firing up the way you express yourself. So it's great to take decisions, take action, go forwards on something. The clarity is likely to be there. And it's better to not get carried away by things, be measured and decisive in what you're saying, but also maybe scrutinizing a little bit more carefully what somebody else is saying. But don't waste too much energy wondering what their deeper motives are. But like I was saying to you before, there might be that don't get caught up in something which is a bit dodgy. Now you may recognize that somebody out there is being a bit dodgy, whether that's in your, you know, within your locality or out there in the wider world, but don't get sucked into it, because it's easier for that to happen now. You could be feeling duped, or you could see that somebody else is trying to dupe somebody, or is actually on the receiving end of it. And in general, there could be more correspondence or other types of paperwork than usual, flying hither and thither, and words, and you should feel more confident, really, because of the position of Mars, about making certain decisions. Listen to your intuition though, listen to your intuition. Then Mars moves from the 27th to the root of your chart, so more hustle and bustle around the roots of your life, the home base, or an HQ, or because of an HQ or a location or a property. It could be like that, inside, outside, or literally, you know, point on the map. It could also be around neighborhood, community, and there's lots of different ways that can be panning out. And you could be putting your energies into something around property, but also connected very much to family or extended family or tribe. Now from the 22nd, the sun moves into your sign. So that then begins quite a powerful time for you, taking stock of life, but also getting on with things, being more self-centered, getting on with things that you personally want to be getting on with and doing. Now Jupiter is finally moving into your sign, coming out of this background area where it's been for a year, and helping you to heal the past, helping you to find new ways of nurturing, but also helping you to learn a lot by being there for others more in a selfless kind of way, and also being there for yourself more as well. Now Jupiter enters your sign, so this is your year for a major growth spurt, and as and when Jupiter comes near an important degree in your chart, so you will really get a wave of that going. So it's not going to be like you're on a huge wave all year long, but it will feel like things are opening and expanding into new areas for you to learn from, but also for you to enjoy. And just avoid too much trusting to luck and overlooking important small print or important details. Just watch out for that one. And that's transit in your signs coming in from the 9th and is there until October 2017. And for you Libra risings, it will be depending on the degree of your rising sign, in a little while that Jupiter comes in there before the end of the year, or not until next year if you've got later on in Libra rising. And Librans born in the first few days of the sign are up to 6 degrees rising, going to feel that new position of Libra, of Jupiter. I don't think I mentioned, did I mention Saturn? I might have done. Librans born the 1st to the 4th of October, all with 9 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then for Uranus in your opposite sign, meaning that as their lives change, so you have to be flexible and change with them and try and keep up. Or now you see them, now you don't, there's a sort of an intermittent energy there. Librans born the 15th to the 18th of October with 23 to 25 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then Pluto, Librans born, and that's at the root of your chart, 7 to the 10th, and 14 to 17 degrees. I think that's the same as last month actually, because neither of those have moved much at all. So that's it. If you know your rising sign and your moon sign, listen to those if you like. And also if you like, this material is written up on my website DianaGarland.com, and I'll see you the next time.